Welcome to Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is July the 29th, 2025. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I had a great trip. I hope you guys had a great Thursday and Friday. I had a great trip. I went swimming. I did some little fishing. I caught some fish. I'm not a big fan of fishing. I don't really care for it. But I was so happy. I'm so determined to get some fish, and I got some fish. Yeah, I had fun with my dad, ladies and gentlemen. It was a great sunny and hot day. I will always complain about the summer, the hot weather. It doesn't matter where I am. I hope my dad didn't really get annoyed at me saying it's too hot. It is hot. I'm getting tired of summer now. I'm over summer now, guys. I did my vacation. I'm done with summer. Can I get cold again now? Can I please get cold? I am getting tired of being hot. I'm drinking cold milk. Try to get me some coldness. It's getting my insides cold, but not my outside, and it's getting really annoying. Ladies and gentlemen, we got some things to talk about because we watch some wrestling. I couldn't watch TNA because when I was there was no channel for it, so that's fine. We watched SmackDown, and ladies and gentlemen, when me and my dad was heading to the place that we're going to, we got sad news. Hulk Hogan passed away during this weekend. Well, on Thursday, I believe, that he passed away. And me and my dad was surprised that he passed away because I didn't know how bad he was sick or he was sick. I have no idea. But, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, he passed away. And everybody was upset. I was upset. I know I didn't watch him as a kid when he was still wrestling. But I did watch some the highlights, or I watched things off the WWE On Demand, the 24/7 thing, or the W Network, or on Netflix. I watched those. I watched some of his matches, like in the 1990s. And 2005 SummerSlam, he showed up a couple of times in WWE to make some appearances, not wrestling appearance. He never wrestled, but he did came out for the fans to announce things or some celebrations. He showed up. The last appearance he had was when Raw was going on Netflix for the very first time in January. That's the last time we saw Hulk Hogan. Yes, he got booed, because there's other reasons why he got booed, but the man made wrestling the biggest thing in the 1980s, the 1990s, and even to now. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody looked up to Hulk Hogan. We wouldn't have WWE as it is, what it is now, if it wasn't for Hulk Hogan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, rest in peace for Hulk Hogan. We had two terrific tributes from the WWE. SmackDown had a tribute for him with a 10-bell salute. And on Raw, I just watched it, they had a 10-bell salute as well, because they had the SmackDown stars on the stage, and then they had the Raw people on the stage as well. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. We're not done there with news here. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA just signed a former WWE superstar. She showed up on TNA before, but as a member of the NXT roster, former Mental Force member, Jaraka Jackson signed with TNA. She was the person that the Iconics says they have to team up against Heather and Ash and M, all of those people. She made her debuts as a new name. I forgot the name. But ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Jackson made her debuts in TNA as a TNA knockout. And ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Mysterio showed up at AAA by attacking Vikingo and wants a shot at the AAA World Championship. AAA Mega Championship, I meant. So I believe there's going to be a fatal 4-way match. It will be Vikingo. If I go yellow spacing. Faces Dominic Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. I know there's supposed to be a fatal 4-way, I think. I forgot who the fourth guy was. But I know that's happening. Speaking of AAA, Alberto Del Rio lost his match. And I guess one of the stipulation was, if he loses, he's gone. And he's out. Yeah, and we heard that on Friday Night SmackDown on their exclusive social media or their YouTube channel on WWE, that Angel Umberto is going to have an open challenge for the AAA Tag Team titles on SmackDown this Friday. So that's going to be interesting. And we kind of heard some bad news about SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre cannot go to the United States. He's stuck in the UK because of visa problems. So he's stuck in the UK, and SummerSlam is this weekend. He just posted on his social media that he might not be able to make it to SummerSlam, and he has a big tag team match teaming up with Logan Paul to verse Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, but he might not show up. But the Miz says, I could take his place. He wants to replace Drew McIntyre because he's in the United States. He doesn't have a problem with the visa. He says, I could team up with Logan Paul. Didn't you have a rivalry with Logan Paul and he beat you at SummerSlam before? So yeah, that's all that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, to start on Monday Night Raw after the 10-bell salutes, we got Jey Uso coming in the ring doing the yeeting, and all that stuff until Paul Heyman came out and had some things to say and talk trash about Jey Uso and how his family treated him and doesn't really believe in him. But Jey Uso says, yeah, Roman treated me badly, so I left the bloodline to prove myself that I could do this. And he did by winning the World Heavyweight Championship. He won the Royal Rumble. He won the Intercontinental title. He done it all by himself. And he says, now I trust my cousin, Roman Reigns, to have a tag team match at SummerSlam. And it was official last week. It will be Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I don't know if I told you guys that because I couldn't do a SmackDown video. So yeah, it was official. I couldn't do it because I was having a vacation. I was having fun. I was relaxing and hanging out with my dad. So I wouldn't do a video while I'm doing that. I need vacation. Everybody needs a vacation, right? Everybody needs it. It was upsetting that we had to hear about Hulk Hogan passing away while we're doing our vacation, and we had to hear that. Nobody wants to hear somebody passing away. It doesn't matter what he did in his personal life, because I know a lot of people, I don't know everything that he did, so I don't really care about it very much. Because I don't know what he did, and I can't really judge the guy. A lot of you guys, a lot of the fans could judge Hulk Hogan, but I don't really look up on social media or articles or stuff like that. I don't really look up everybody's personal life. I'm not that kind of wrestling fan that's kind of do that. I don't do that. We all know what he done for the business. That's all I care about is what these guys do for the business. So personal life, I don't really care what they did. Sometimes I read it, sometimes I see it on social media, but sometimes I don't really care and I don't really read it. I hope you guys know what I mean. It's just I do care. It's just I don't judge the guy what he did for the wrestling business, what he did for TNA, what he did for WWE, what he did for the wrestlers. That's all I care about, right? I know he did some things in his personal life. Like I said, I can't judge it because I don't know the whole story. And like there's a lot of stories about some of these legends that people don't like because what they did, but I don't know the whole story. There is one guy I do know the whole story about, and we can't say his name because everybody's not saying his name. So yeah, that story needs to be not yet said. But Hulk Hogan, I don't know anything of what he did in his personal life, and I don't know that much. So I can't judge. I can't boo the guy because I don't know the whole story. Please don't put on my comments about the whole story. I don't need a whole story of what Hulk Hogan did. Okay, the guy passed away. He's a legend in the wrestling business. Rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. I hope his family, my condolences to their family, for Brooke Hogan. I don't know the wife's name, but I know Brooke Hogan because she was on TV a couple times for WWE and TNA. But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, hope my condolences to them and the whole family for Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace to the guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, to start out Monday Night Raw, we got AJ Styles teaming up with the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, to versus the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez. Because everybody has a match except for Kabuki Warriors at SummerSlam, for AJ Styles versus Dominic for the Intercontinental title, and Roxanne and Raquel defends their tag team titles against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. It was a pretty decent match, and Roxanne tried to save Dominic because AJ was about to do the phenomenal forearm, but she got in the way. Don't hit him! But it didn't really work out because the Kabuki Warriors got rid of Roxanne, and there's a Pele kick, but AJ Styles and the Kabuki Warriors gets the win. Congrats to them. What's going to happen there, we don't know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Grayson Waller thinks he's part of the New Day. He had to issue a challenge to Sheamus, but he thought he had some backup. When he looked behind him, his backup, the New Day, walked away. So Grayson Waller will have to do this match all by himself because A-Town Down Under is no longer a thing, and New Day doesn't really give a rat's butt about Grayson Waller. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pretty decent match. Grayson Waller was trying to do great things. Sheamus was doing great things, doing a lot of hard-hitting moves with that knee to the face. But Rusev came out to make a distraction or try to attack Sheamus, but he got attacked. Grayson Waller did not win by the disqualification, by distraction. Sheamus gets the win, but Sheamus got attacked by Rusev with Sheamus's shillelagh, and then he got the accolade. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we heard that Rusev will have another match with Sheamus next week. Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. Another PLE for Karrion Kross. I hope this guy signed a new contract because I believe SummerSlam could be his last show. Could be. Because I think his contract and Scarlett's contract expires on August. I don't know it's on that day. But I'm hoping, I hope he signs a new contract and he gets pushed. The guy's getting pushed now and his contract is going up. Oh, man. But Sammy did tell Karen Cross that if you beat me at SummerSlam, I will say what you want me to say. But Sammy says, if I win, you're going to say what I have to say. So, whoever wins will say what they have to say. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have an 8-women tag team match. We got Rhea Ripley teaming up with Io Sky, Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Bakar to verse Chelsea Green and her sus, Secret Herbants, and the Women's World Champion Naomi. I thought it was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Nikki Bella, and Stephanie Bakar, getting the win. Congrats to them. But Rhea and Io were friends. They were a team. Now they're not going to be a team at SummerSlam because they have that triple threat match. I hate sweating. Sweat and hair does not go well. It makes my head itchy. It's all that dry sweat in my hair, and it's really annoying me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Judgment Day versus the LWO for the World Tag Team titles. I thought the LWO would win this, but El Grande made a distraction on Cruz del Toro, and then El Grande got attacked by Dragon Lee. And then it looked like Cruz was about to win, but he was taking forever to get on the turnbuckle and do a move on the turnbuckle. He was freaking taunting so much. And then there's another masked man attacking Cruz del Toro. Judgment Day retains the title, but who's this masked man? Because the El Grande that we saw, he's a tall man. He's Ludwig Kaiser. Come on, guys. He's a tall man, and this other guy came out. He's a small man. And I don't think it's going to be Chad Gable, because Chad Gable's too injured. So who's this guy? Akira Tozawa? Imagine Akira Tozawa betrays. I thought he would betray his own teammate, not LWO. That's not his own teammates. I know it's not Akira Tozawa. He's a little bigger, like, buffier than Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa is big, but he doesn't have big shoulders like this guy did. And he's small. Who's a small and has big shoulders? Chad Gable is, but isn't he injured? When this guy wasn't wearing like a normal El Grande attire. He was wearing a gym clothes. Workout clothes. So I don't know who this guy was. We will find out maybe next week. I hope. I got the burps now. Ooh. Ooey, ooey, ooey. Well, ladies, our main event was Jey Uso versus Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker has an idea. And ladies and gentlemen, Jey Uso was about to win this match until he got speared out his boots from Braun Breaker. So I guess the idea was trying to take out Jey Uso and make sure it turns into a handicap match between Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. But Roman Reigns came out. They had the upper hand. Jey Uso and Roman Reigns, they got rid of those guys. But they wanted to do one more spear outside the ring. So they went outside the ring. Roman did his ooh-ah. And then they were about to spear Bronson and Mr. Braun Breaker. Until Braun Breaker spears Roman Reigns on the other side of the ring. And on the other side of the ring, Bronson Reed did a clothesline on Jey Uso. And Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed destroyed Jey by doing a spear and a tsunami. And Roman got back up and got a tag on the announce table with that cross body that Braun Breaker does. And they got tsunami'd on. And then they all... Braun Breaker said a whole bunch of things saying that this ring is mine, the ropes is mine, the cameraman is mine. He says the fans is his. I think they say They were booing Mr. Braun Breaker, so I don't think they're yours. He throws Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns and Jey Uso were leaning on against a barricade, and Braun Breaker spears both guys through the barricade. And some reason Bronson Reed stole Roman Reigns' shoes. Don't know why. But what's going to happen at SummerSlam? Will we see Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker defeat Roman Reigns and Jey Uso? Or will we see the Bloodline defeat Braun and Bronson Reed? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is a sad Monday Night Raw. We heard about Hulk Hogan. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's a really upsetting to hear about this man. So yeah, I hope everybody enjoys Monday Night Raw. The wrestling part, not the salutes, because that's upsetting. That is sad that Hulk Hogan, man, I've seen him every time on my social media. I remember one video with a kid. He was acting like Hulk Hogan. I believe he met Hulk Hogan as well. Hulk Hogan's store, I think it was. And ladies and gentlemen, the kid was having a blast doing the Hulk Hogan impression. He even ripped his own shirt. So yeah, I seen that. That's sad because that kid met Hulk Hogan and he passed away. The kid should still be a young kid, and now his role model passed away. That's upsetting. I remember some of the stuff that Hulk Hogan did. He had a match with great wrestlers. He teamed up with great wrestlers. The NWO. You know what's weird I've seen on social media is that there's only one member of the original NWO faction, and that's Kevin Nash, that's still alive. Skull Hall is gone, and Hulk Hogan is gone. Kevin Nash is the only one. When you say original, I meant the three at that Bash of the Beach pay-per-view. I think it was Bash of the Beach pay-per-view. It was all three. It's only those three. And then they added people. Those three is the one that started the NWO. Yeah, it's really... I remember him winning tag team titles with Edge. His match with Shawn Michaels. His match with Randy Orton at SummerSlams. And how he messed up Arena at WrestleMania 30 when it was supposed to be like Superdome. What do you call it? Silverdome? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there's some great... I remember a lot of great moments from Hulk Hogan. I didn't watch them 1980s or 1990s very much, but I do remember movies that he was. He was in one of these Christmas movies that I watch on TV almost every time. Back in the day, he was like a bad guy, a criminal, but he was acting like he's a mall Santa. I forgot what it's called. And then this family brought him in, but they didn't know who he was. Like they didn't know that he was a criminal, and there was people after him. Maybe you guys would know what that movie is, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what movie that was. I know it was a Christmas movie that he was dressed up as Santa Claus, and I know he was like a criminal, I believe. I don't remember the whole story of the movie. But I do remember it was always on TV when it's Christmas time. I remember it. I remember every time. It's a really old movie. It's not... It's a really old movie. I watched it like in the 2000s or 1990s, something like that. I do remember it's really old. I do remember that part. Hulk Hogan been in a couple of movies. Not a lot of movies that I watch. But he's been in a couple of movies. And I think TV shows too. Noah's Bard, I think that's the one that everybody's been talking about. That he was in, so yeah. That's my things I remember of Hulk Hogan. I know I wanted to do a video about it, but I couldn't because I was doing my vacation. And I came home on Saturday, and I thought Raw's coming up, so maybe I could just do my remembrance of Hulk Hogan on my Raw video. Because we have a video coming up, so yeah. I wasn't gonna do a video on my vacation. I don't want to ruin my vacation because I told you guys I won't be doing a video. And if I do a video, it feels like I'm lying to you guys. I don't want to lie to you guys. But yeah, I hope you guys don't be jerks about his personal life. The guy is a legend in the WWE or any type of wrestling promotion. With TNA, with WWE, even for the legends that's in AEW. Yeah, Hulk Hogan never been in AEW, but there's a lot of legends that wrestled Hulk Hogan, like Tony Schiavone. He was the one in WCW commentating his matches. So they did do a little tribute to Hulk Hogan. Tony Schiavone talked about Hulk Hogan, about the sad passing away on Collision. So that's good. It wasn't a big tribute like WWE did, but it is still good that they did it still, right? You know what I mean? Like, they mention it, so that's a good thing that they mention about Hulk Hogan. I know they didn't have it on the Titantron in memory, but yeah, it at least they mention it. I believe maybe in TNA we might have the same thing in memory for Hulk Hogan. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it is upsetting. I hope rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Condolence to his family. It's a hard times for them, and it's a hard time to be a wrestling fan because he's a legendary. He's a role model to all the people that watch World Wrestling Federation, like my dad. I believe I think that's his role model too, or one of his favorite wrestlers, and he passed away. So the guy still has fans, but it is upsetting. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I will see you guys tomorrow for NXT results, because I don't know what we're having on NXT. I did not know Dark State got involved in that eight-person mixed tag team match. I didn't see that part. But yeah, that's how Tate Paxley won the match, as the lights went out and Dark State showed up. And when the lights went back on, Tate Paxley gets the win. I did not know that part. So I don't know what happened there. I think she hit Zarya with a doll, because that's the last time we saw Tate Paxley laying down, and Shawn Spears throws a doll in the ring. And then the lights went out, and I guess she hit her with the doll. I guess no disqualification because you can't see anything. So yeah, I wonder what's going to happen on NXT and what's going to happen on TNA. We heard there's a tag team match. Danny and Luna teaming up with Indy Hartwell to versus Ariana Grace and Jody Threat. Or Danny and Luna. I think it's Jody Threat and Indy Hartwell, and Danny and Luna and Ariana Grace. One of those teams are happening because Victoria Crawford made that match happen because she thinks she's a role model to the Knockouts now. I guess she's trying to do this something that Tessa Blanchard thought she was, the role model of the Knockouts. She thinks she's all that. But now she's suspended. Now Victoria thinks she is doing it. Crazy things. A lot of crazy things. And I believe Trick Williams is in action. I read a spoiler, and there's a return. I think it's this week's. There's a return of a former world champion. Can't tell you guys until TNA happens. But I want to see what happens there. But that's all for today. Tell us out. See you guys tomorrow. Bye!